Welcome to Come On Somebody. We gave Pastor Dave the week off, and now he's back ready to face whatever random things come out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody was telling me they were listening, and I was like, yeah, I think we've had, 7 episodes or so? I think they said it was 14.
Yeah, 14, yeah.
Wow, I was like, wow, the listeners know. They know, because I clearly was not counting, so... But, I was thinking as I was coming in here, because I like to think as I drive, because it's a bit of a drive, and I am super excited because we have 4th of July coming up.
Yes.
And it's one of the big community outreaches, and that is what
awesome
we are always talking about lately, is community.
Yeah, and connecting.
Right, and we won't be there.
I think they're done with the connecting. I got that sense. Sunday, I got the sense that, hey, we're buddy, we're about as connected as we're going to get.
Well, maybe if people were connected, you wouldn't have to keep saying it.
I know, but so. I really felt like they were ready for a new. Let's have a new topic. Let's change the backdrop here.
Yeah. Well,
But you can't have, church is a people.
It is very much a people. Yeah.
And something I said that just really stuck with me and is still with me, and you might get into this later, but it's like church isn't the place where you come to sit. Church is the place where God comes to sit on us. Like His presence rests on His people, and we benefit from that rest. And it was, I just think we cannot. We can't ever abandon it. And that's the hard part for us as leaders and as teachers and as preachers and as parents, as everything, is you're always saying the same thing, but it's like you repeat it because you're not seeing it take root. But sometimes it takes time for that to grow. And there are a lot of, we've got so much going on. We've got the 4th of July parade. We're going downtown Scottsdale, bringing the gospel.
Yep.
And we got the youth missions trip coming up that Kelsey was talking about last week. And so it's like we got so much happening, and it is time. So we're going to start a new series Sunday on the Gospel of John.
Yeah.
Sent by God is what it's called. So.
All right. Yeah, I once heard somebody say, and I'm going to get it wrong because I'm not that good of words as this person, but they said, I would rather be tired serving the Lord and exhausted in that than tired serving other things that aren't going to get me anywhere.
Absolutely.
And so it is really like, when we come to church, we're supposed to be serving, we're supposed to be connecting, we're supposed to be, letting God rest in us and showing that. And how many times do we just come to church? I mean, I've done it before. I'm like, I'm going to go to church today because my kids go to the nursery and I get an hour to myself.
Right.
And that's not the way to look at it. And I do appreciate all those nursery workers because they're amazing.
Yeah.
I don't really like other people's children, as I told Kelsey last week. So I did it for a while because I was like, I feel like I need to, but then it was time for me to do other things. So that's why I don't mind. I don't mind talking in front of people. I can do a podcast. I can get up and do announcements.
That's right.
Whereas I will leave the loving on other people's children to the other people.
The people that actually love them.
Other children.
Let people that love children take care of the children.
Right. So one of the things that really kind of stuck with me in the beginning of your sermon last week was we are experts at building barriers and helpless at tearing them down.
Yeah.
And it's so true. We're so good at putting wall up after wall up after wall up, and nobody's going to penetrate this. Nobody can get through, but we really we need the people to get through.
Right. Yeah, we do. And that's the thing. It's like in our goals of self-preservation and protection, that we destroy ourselves with that isolation trap that we've talked about so much. And it's like, human history, man, it's just it's a long chronicle of tribalism and us versus them. And that was kind of like the point of Sunday, is that God, Jesus reconciling the world to the Father. He eliminates the us versus them mentality. It's not Jewish or Gentile. It's not Republican or Democrat. It's not this versus that. It's we. It's there's a shared grace and a shared identity in that. And it's like, man, if we could stop pointing out and focusing on all the dividing factors, like all the things that divide us and make us different, and then just focus on why we're here. And focus on what we're called to do. I mean, that's the whole thing Paul is telling the Ephesians. It's like, look, you used to be divided. You used to be separated, but Christ in his body on the cross took and removed the hostility, the angst, that hatred, that he removed all of the barriers that our sin, brought on. And it's like, we've always heard, and I've preached it, and it'll preach all day long. The cross is the bridge to get back to God. It's like, and it is, but it's like, but God didn't make this long chasm that we have to journey to get to him. God came right in the middle of us and tabernacled with us, took up residence among us. He came to be in our place, to set our example, to shed his blood for our sins. And so it's like, man, it's like, if we can keep that, I'm saved by grace through faith in Christ, that has to be the primary thing. Well, there'll always be differences. There'll always be divides.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be the one building it. I
Right.
want to be the one tearing them down.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking of like right now we're big soccer fans in our family. I used to always say I was never going to be a soccer mom. I found it boring, and
There's
now
a lot
I
of good
can't.
soccer action.
I cannot
happening
stop
right
watching
now.
this World Cup, and to me, it is
Captivating stuff.
Yes, and to me, one of the biggest things is to see all these people coming into the U.S. Where we are like, God founded like in our documents, and all these people coming experiencing
on our money.
Experiencing us and being like, wow, you guys are actually pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And just the community that we are now building with these other countries that have for so long been fed that, Americans are awful, this country is awful and everything. And just to see how much pride people are taking and how much, again, the community that we can build and everything, and the fact that we're a country in God we trust, and and here we are putting it out there for these people and welcoming them,
right?
And it's just like a world example of what we can do.
Yeah, well, we got to be good at hospitality because we ain't good at soccer.
Hey, we won last night.
We did win.
I hope that wasn't a spoiler. I fell asleep after.
Hope you watched it.
Anyway, otherwise it's
breaking
a spoiler
news.
Now.
World Cup.
We were down a man after an unfair red card. Like, it's so funny because
you're getting into this.
It took me I will tell you, it took me probably
the rules
5 years to understand offsides. And I was like, I don't understand this offsides. And now I'm like, that person's offsides. Oh my gosh, did you see that? That's not even a foul. How could they get? So it's bad. They've created a monster.
But that common banner of soccer, right?
Yeah.
It's such a unit, and it's a unifying thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's like, we've got the ultimate unity.
Yeah.
In the grace and salvation of God, man. Get under it and get other people in it.
Yeah, I mean, I see it. I usually walk with the float when we're walking down the street. 4th of July parade, and I love it because people are like asking for the books we're handing out. Oh, can I have one of those? Can I have? Oh, is that prayers? Can I have that?
Yeah.
And to see people like, some people are like, oh no, I'm good, and like, but then their children will reach out and be like, no, I want it.
Right.
And it's always amazing to me, and it's an example of don't hide behind your faith, but like step out in your faith.
Right.
And just like, here you go. I'm
Absolutely.
throwing things up hills at people and they're catching it.
Well, and that's what you guys were talking about last week. Like, that's missions. That's going. And that's, we're Love, Connect, Go, and Grow. And now we're talking about go because God came. So now we go. God sent, and now we are sent. Jesus said, as the Father sent me, so I'm sending you. And so it's like the 4th of July, the reason I love it so much is because, there are hot dogs.
Sorry, I like the food.
And now I'm thinking about hot dogs.
I just train wrecked you there.
Chili. And anyway, not Hormel, homemade. Anyway, but what was I talking about? The 4th of July parade is so great because it is that. It's just it's one big give.
Yeah.
We're coming here and we're coming down, and we're just here to give away the gospel. Playing live music, playing, praising Jesus in the open air down Main Street. It's one of those things. Like, that's what we're supposed to do. As you go, make disciples. As you go, spread the gospel. As you go, bring other people with you, and stay on mission. Yeah.
I mean, maybe next year we can actually hand out hot dogs.
Hey, wouldn't that be awesome?
That would be pretty cool. I don't know if we're allowed, but that would be kind of fun.
Get a mobile hot dog cart.
So we just hand out. Okay. See, I just derail us over and over. But other notes that I had are you acting like a stranger to grace?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's, something we need to be thinking about and, then acting on if we are acting like a stranger to grace.
Right. Because we're in the family now.
Yeah.
Like you're in the, like, God has brought us near. Jesus shed his blood. Now we're a new creation. There's a new race. Now we are together. We're the holy of holies of the Lord on the earth. We're called to carry that and inhabit that. And it's like, man, sometimes we act like we forget we've been saved.
Yeah.
And we've been forgiven. that our past has been put under the blood of the Lamb, and that it's gone, it's atoned for, it's paid for. And so it's like, man, don't act like you're not in the family. Don't act like this is a place that other people aren't openly welcomed.
Right.
Like, we don't get to choose who gets in. Jesus said, whosoever will may come. And so we reach out to all, and we appeal to all people to be saved and to be reconciled to God. There should be a pleading in it. There should be a desperation in it. There should be some urgency in it. Like, look, we're talking about eternity. Like, I know life is presenting itself to you now in a certain way, but this life is temporary. It's a vapor in the wind. It's as brief as a teardrop. It's so quick.
Yeah.
And so it's like we've got to live, and we've got to know, man, like I'm a child of God. I'm confident, I'm secure, I'm saved. And so I'm not going to live like an outcast. I'm not going to live like somebody that hasn't been forgiven or that hasn't received grace before. Like, I've received it. I should understand what it's like to live in it. Yeah. And then there should be a want to, a desire, who can I share this love and this grace with? Who is it? It's not an if, it's when do I tell? When do I share? As I go, I'm doing it. It's a part of who I am because I'm a member of the family. I'm not a stranger.
I always feel that life is too short to hold grudges, to hold grievances, and to just hate on people.
Yeah.
And if you're in that, and you're feeling that, and you're like, oh, I just like this person, like just can't stand them, I hate them, all this kind of stuff. Like, well, you're not extending the grace that God gave you. What if God said to you, I hate you? You know, and that would be like, and it could happen. Like, you could get up to that gate and he'd be like, depart from me. Like, you hated on my people, you know, and you can't hold Jesus in your heart with hate.
Right.
That they don't go together.
Doesn't share.
It doesn't. Yeah, it can't, and you're creating a divide.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, and I don't think we realize how often we can create those divides, but it's like, don't create divides over your preferences. Like, don't create divides like over, you're like, well, I like this Sunday school curriculum. Well, I like this. So it'd be cheaper to do this. It's like, what does everybody engage in? Get in on that and just stay on that and focus on it. And if it's not yours, if it's not the one you recommended, if it's not what you like, do it anyway. Because it's all God's word. And so it's all good. And so it's like, don't create divides. Oh, man, I mean, it's like, it's so funny in church how pigeonholed people can get, over the colors of the seats. Well, when we got the new seats, it was like, well, are they going to match the color? And it was like, well, no, the current color was an ugly.
I would have thought of that.
Well, it was an ugly. It was an ugly, like stained red, like it had been like stained. It had like 40 years of the sweat of the saints tucked in those cushions. It was like it stunk.
It was time to move on.
It was time. We needed to, and so it's like, man, it's like what, and thankfully. Honestly, man, most of everybody was like, excited about the growth and excited about the change. And so it's like, man, get into the rhythm of the Spirit, get into the flow of the Spirit, and just go where God's going, because he's already on the go. He's been going from day one, and now you're called to go, and you just don't go alone. You go together. And last night, man, we had a church council meeting, and it was awesome because, and we talked about we were talking about connection and talking about how do we go after, like we were talking about, like, it's not just the pastor's job when you haven't seen someone, go after them, and don't go after them to get the juicy scoop. Like, ooh, are you mad? Are you offended?
Like,
who
why
said
aren't you
what?
at church?
What
why didn't you come here?
Ooh, what? It's like, what? It's like, and then call the pastor acting like you haven't done recon. Have you talked to so and so in a while? Like, you don't think we can see that coming from a mile away? Like, sometimes I'll just say no, but I bet you have.
Right?
It's like, don't do it. Don't do it to try to. Ooh, what's the scoop? Like, no, kill the flesh.
Yeah.
We've missed you. You are a part of the family. Come on back. What can we do? What can we do to bring you back? And we were talking about it last night. How that should be a corporate. It should be just a corporate body function that happens naturally. Like, that's why you have to connect. That's why you have to be in small groups. You have 2 services. People don't know if you haven't been here. And don't get into that isolation spot, because it's like when you isolate yourself, and then you get mad that nobody's come to find you.
Right.
Well, we didn't even know you left.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't even know.
Yeah.
We don't know
Well,
what's
and
going on.
I know for me, because I feel sometimes guilty because people will leave and then it takes me like weeks and I'm like, wait, I haven't seen them because sometimes
Right.
people go on vacation.
Right.
Sometimes things happen. I am not like a gossipy kind of person. I'm sorry, I'm not on Realm.
Yeah.
So I don't get the updates. I have Realm, but it never works for me. So
Yeah.
if you don't know what Realm is our app that we
You
use to
can call the
communicate with
office.
everyone.
And
I should,
our
okay.
fabulous office
I know.
manager can
I'm
help
telling
you.
on myself, but I don't always
Yeah,
know
I'm not
what's
on
going
Facebook.
on.
Right.
There you go. So
Right.
you can't assume that other people
Yeah.
know and that they're just not reaching out to you and become a rock and
Yeah.
steadfast in what you're doing because well they didn't reach out to me so clearly they don't
Yeah.
care.
I put it on Facebook.
Yeah, I'll be right. Oh my, yeah, that's
But
never
you
gonna
see
end
how
well.
like the
Yeah,
subtle, it's the subtle,
yeah,
it's that subtle self-deception.
yeah,
Like that you make yourself the center. And it's
right.
so subtle. It's like the
Yeah,
devil just spins that mirror around. Like
yeah,
just
yeah.
spins it right around.
And then all of a sudden it's
And
like,
then
oh,
it's,
the church wasn't there for
no,
me.
yeah, nobody's been there for
Nobody's
me.
been there
Nobody's
for me.
it's
That
like
those
what
people in that church aren't my people.
yeah, they're not loving.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't care this and
I
that.
mean, sometimes I'm just blind and stupid and dumb and busy.
Well, but I mean, do we never in those moments,
Yeah.
do we never take time for self-reflection? How many
Right.
times was Sister so-and-so sick and you didn't do nothing?
Yeah.
You didn't know a thing about it. You were
Right.
happily
Yeah.
ignorant.
Yeah.
And so it's
I
not
am
because you don't
generally,
love,
I'm
it's not because you don't love Sister so-and-so, it's
a,
just because you
a
didn't
lot
know.
happily ignorant. If we're gonna be
Yeah,
truthful,
yeah.
like I am very just getting the job done, doing my things, and I tell my coworkers if you really need me to know something, one, write it down and give it to me, or
Yeah.
two, like stop me and look me in the eyes.
Right.
Because otherwise I'm just doing my task, going about my day. There's things that got to get done, and not to say that that's the best way to
Yeah.
be, but
Yeah.
that is how some people are.
That's a defense mechanism too,
Yeah.
because I think your proximity to pain is what determines how involved you are.
Yeah.
And we naturally want to keep ourselves removed from it.
Right.
Because it's like as soon as a tragedy, you hear about a tragedy hitting somebody else, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Oh my gosh, I'll pray. But you don't feel the emotional angst or the oppression or the depression or any of the things that come with it. But the closer you get to it,
Yeah.
right? It's just like if somebody dropped a kid, if a kid was dropped off on your doorstep, right? Most of us would be like, oh God, okay, I'm gonna take care of this kid.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's like, well, being a foster parent, you sign up to be that doorstep. And it's like, the problem, but if you can stay back away enough from problems, back enough away from pain, you don't get personally involved. Connection requires us to bear
involved.
one
Yeah.
another's burdens. I can't ignore the problems of the congregation.
Yeah.
I've got to be the first responder. I've got to be going in. Somebody calls me. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter what's going on. It doesn't matter what's on the calendar. Certain things happen, and hey, I've got to go now, and I've got to bring hope when I go. And so it's like, and that's my job. I'm connected in that. But the thing is it's the job of all believers to carry the burdens of one another. So fulfill the law of Christ. And so it's like the whole thing with connection is I'm signing up. Here am I, Lord, send me. Whom shall I send? God said. Who will go for us? Here am I, Lord, send me. I'll go and sit with somebody in their pain. I'm not going to be a virtue signaler and just put praying hands on the post, right? Or I'm going to be a person that is willing to truly bear that burden and not ignore it. And hey, and when we do miss it, you know what we have to say, and what I have to say is, I'm so sorry. I didn't even know that happened.
Right.
I was in the hospital for a week. I didn't know.
Right.
I came
Yeah.
as soon as somebody
They
told me.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's as the person who like has been in the hospital too, like you can't be angry with people that didn't show up,
Right.
especially if they didn't know.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing if I reached out to you or your wife directly and said, "Hey, I'm in the hospital and I need prayer, or can you
Yeah.
come visit me?" And you're like, "Nope, not gonna happen," which y'all would never do. Or if you were out of town, you'd be like, "Yeah, let me send a deacon
Yeah.
to you." That it's one thing if you like just totally ignored that, but it's another thing if you are that person and you don't, and people don't know when you don't reach out.
Right.
Me and my family are pretty private. Like they,
Yeah.
we
Well, and
don't always
sometimes
tell you guys
and
what's going
sometimes
on.
you can't.
Yeah.
And so it's like, man, the whole thing is don't create a divide. Offense is a huge divide.
Yes. Yeah.
And taking an offense is a choice.
Yeah.
Bitterness is a divide.
Yep.
My preferences can be a divide. My opinions, my political views, all those things can be a divide. I'm not going to purposefully divide. We've got to talk about truth, and we've got to talk about morality.
Right.
We've got to do it in ways where we talk about grace, and we leave room, because even a lot of the topics and the issues that we are so diehard about.
Right.
I'm diehard. I'm pro-life to the core.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but it's like, even on things like that, I need to be able to have a conversation with somebody who's had an abortion. And so it's like, you think about that. I need to be speaking full of grace and truth, but I need to be approachable enough to where we can have the conversation. If I can never get into the conversation to a degree, and the other thing is I'm not entering into the conversation to try to prove a point or win an argument. I'm entering into a conversation waiting and looking for the open door to the gospel, gospel of Jesus Christ. That's why I talk about adoption.
Yeah.
It's not for any other reason. Advocacy, yes, but so there is two reasons. Advocacy is an important reason, but the other reason is because God adopted us.
He did. Yep.
And if there's no adoption, it's like when we were adopting Ezra at that time. Somebody's like, well, there's so many kids in this country. Why haven't you adopted that one? I said, why haven't you adopted one?
Yeah, it's so easy to point it out to somebody else.
Let me adopt this one.
Yeah.
And then, and now we are adopting two domestic. But it's like, that's not the point. Is every conversation, every situation, where is the opportunity to show Jesus? Where is the opportunity to connect for the purpose of me getting closer to Jesus and you getting closer to Jesus? That has to be the primary function and goal of our lives. And we need to be connected so that we can continue to remind each other. Like, I need somebody to remind me, like, hey man, this is not about you. This is not about the size of your church. This is not about how you can boast to the community about, look at, Antioch's growing, Antioch's this, Antioch's that. No, we were talking last night at the council meeting. We want all the churches to grow. That's why we're doing a community serve project together in this community with three other churches. Hopefully it will be 5, hopefully more. But we're doing a community serve on Saturday, and then a community service on Sunday. We're all going to go to the high school and worship together. Because the point is, if Jesus is magnified, all people are drawn to him, and that's the only reason any of us should do anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Period.
Come on, somebody.
That was a long rant.
No, it leads right into how you were talking about how Jesus is the cornerstone.
I need a donut after that.
Or a hot dog.
I'll eat a hot dog for breakfast. Don't even.
I've had a hot dog for breakfast.
It's a beautiful.
You've never had a hot dog for breakfast?
Come on, son.
You can't. Don't even lie on the podcast. Come on.
You know I have. I used to keep hot dogs in the glove box. Sheets 2 for $1. I get snacky.
So he's like Pigpen over here, pulling the hot dog out of his pocket.
Hey.
At least you're clean.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Most of the time.
When you are
we really fell off that platform.
We did. We'll get it back. We're gonna get it back.
We were up here. We were soaring high.
So it's the 4th of July. You got to be thinking about hot dogs, okay? I'm just saying. It's what I look forward to. Turkey hot dog. I have alpha gal. I can't have the beef ones. So, but gosh, I know it's okay. Turkey dogs are okay. When you are in line with the Cornerstone, you fit with the rest.
You fit with the rest of the building. And absolutely. And that's what it comes down to. And it's like, unfortunately, there are going to be a lot of relationships in your life, in your family, in your church, in your workplace. I mean, in all your social circles, there are going to be times when you just can't get on the same page. Where it's like we have to be aware, and we can't be judgmental about it. But sometimes we have to be aware, like, hey, this person isn't fitting here because there's something wrong with them, or there's a personal thing going on, and they probably are not in alignment with the chief cornerstone. So it's like if whenever I'm not aligned with Christ, if I'm not aligned with that cornerstone, that's got to be a straight line. That's got to be flush or plumb or whatever building term you want to use. That's got to be right. And when it's not, the rest of the line is off. And so it's like, man, when I'm not in alignment, if I'm not, and we use that illustration, and I thought about it afterwards, I should have gotten those blocks, those tower blocks to
Oh
where
yeah.
it doesn't fit until you put the middle one in.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would have been
And it
helpful.
takes patience to
Yeah.
put it.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, it's like crumbling every time. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nothing stays in place
Yeah,
until you
until you
put
put that. Yeah.
that middle piece
Yeah.
in. And so it's like Cornerstone's obviously a different building
Yeah.
concept. But
Yeah.
the illustration was to illustrate the fact, like if somebody's not right with God, they're not going to be right with anybody else.
Right. Yeah.
And
And
if somebody can't submit to God, they're never going to
Yeah.
submit to any human leadership.
Yeah, and I think it also applies to like your everyday life, and especially for people who feel, and I felt this before, like, oh, I just don't fit in. Like, why
Yeah,
don't I fit in?
yeah.
Why don't they invite me to go do things? And
Good point.
then when I turn it around, I look at it, I was like, oh, because it's not for God. It's
Right.
not the calling that he has. This isn't my group of people
Right.
because they're not leading the godly life.
Right.
And I can still converse with them
Yeah.
and try to lead them to the
Yes.
gospel,
Yes.
but I'm not meant to be out and about with them,
Right.
because
Right.
it's not reflecting the light of Jesus
Mhm.
if I were to be.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
but it's hard because you do feel
Oh,
isolated
man,
and left
nobody
out,
wants
and
to
you
fit
want
out.
you want to fit in, and you want to be like, oh, so then you look at, oh, do I need to change?
Yeah.
And if you're following the word of God, you don't need to change.
Right.
And
Right.
it can be hard, and it can be lonely, but that's why we go to church, so it's not
Yeah,
lonely,
that's right.
because those are our people we're connecting with
Yes.
and building our blocks with.
Exactly.
So,
We're all one of the blocks.
one of the blocks.
And the thing is if you're faithfully reading your script, if you're faithfully reading the Bible, you are going to change as the Lord leads you to. You'll know, like, this is off. This is me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is. That's why you need discernment, and that's why you need community too. Because sometimes it is you, and sometimes it isn't.
Correct.
Sometimes you're just trapped in your own head. You're stuck in a thought cycle. You've kind of, there's been a lies mixed in, and so you're kind of cloudy. And so you're like, man, is this me? And then you can bounce it off. And that's why you need discernment and godly community, because you need somebody in your life that loves you enough and that you respect enough to hear it.
Right.
Because if you don't hear it, doesn't matter how many times I say it, doesn't matter who says it. If you don't hear it, nobody can make you hear anything. You got to snap people out of that
Right.
fight or flight, that
Right.
protect, that
Yeah.
victim. Because that victim mentality, to an extent, is a survival instinct.
Right.
Like, I've got to.
That's all
protect
they've ever
myself.
known. Yeah.
And so it's like, and sometimes it's true. You do
Yeah.
have to protect yourself.
Yeah.
There is a time to
Yeah.
flee, especially from youthful lust, like the
Yeah.
Bible says.
Yeah.
Flee from sin. Flee
Yeah.
from sexual immorality. Flee from those things. But yeah, so, and that's the thing, like, coming together and connecting together keeps us all grounded, keeps us focused on the right thing. And so it's like, man, stay connected, we're being built together. No, we can't do it, and we can't portray the image of God isolated and, fragmented. We've
Right.
got to be together. We've got to come together as the people of God in this church and in all the churches around us, and say, man, look, let's make this community, let's let them see just how much God loves them by serving them the way God served us.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah. Well, and I was listening to, I think it was Nick Freitas, and he made a really good point about how his beliefs are, and about how, we want to government everything. So like, we see people in need. Oh, the government needs to step in
Right.
and take care of them. And like, so we're going to tax everybody to take care of it. So that's a whole nother topic. But the thing that got me too was that, no, he sees the need, and he's like, oh, I need to step in and help these people.
Yeah.
Me and my church need to go
Yes,
there. And
yes.
I see that so much reflected around
Yes.
here, where the church steps in. I mean, I had the community I had at work where we stepped in to help one of our fellow team members, because we were all family there too. And it's just like, yeah, we step in
Yeah.
and we help. And you can't
Yeah.
just sit back and wait for like, oh, the
Right.
government's going to take care of that.
Right.
That person's in a lonely spot. It's
Yeah, the
fine.
government might get to them a year from now.
No, it's the job of the church and the church
Right.
people. And then when they see
And
us
the
out
neighborhood,
there,
it's the
and
neighbors,
the
like-
neighbors, and the people that you're around with. And if they're not the people that are helping you, then you're around the wrong people.
Right.
You know, if
and
they're
that's the
closing the
thing.
door.
Right. But I mean, like, what you're saying gets right back to that community at every level.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, when you realize I am a building block of the church, I am a brick, I am a window, I am part of the reflection of Christ. Like, you start to see that. Like, well, I want to be that in my neighborhood. Even if my neighborhood is a trans, liberal, wacko Buddhist, right? Totally opposite of me, in every way. Like, that neighbor should still know, man, if anything happens, if I have an emergency, I can come to my neighbor. I can come. I
Absolutely.
know that if I have a problem, if I have a crisis, if I need help, something at home, watching the kids, watching the dog, whatever, I can go because they don't believe the way I do, but they still love me and they still show that.
Yes.
And so it's like, man, that is a hard thing in a polarizing culture. That's a hard thing when the world is saying you're either this or you're that.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's so crazy because even if you don't know what you are, there's a category for that now. It's like, no, let's push everybody into these categories. And it's like, no, we need to get everybody into Jesus. We need to get everybody
I want there to
into
be one
God.
category, child of God.
That is the whole point. That was the whole, that's the whole sermon. That is the category. It's Christ. It's in Jesus. It's being a Christian. Being a son or a daughter of God. That's the new category.
Yeah.
That we can all fit in, and then we all conform to his likeness. We live by his standard. We're led by the Spirit, and that's how we move forward in a shared identity, glorifying our Creator.
Yeah. I think to sum it all up here, one of the big things that I really like that you said was God has changed his address. He lives in you and me.
Yes.
So, and you got to remember that he lives in you and he lives in me.
So good.
Yep. So this has been Come on Somebody. Y'all have a great 4th of July. Eat a hot dog or don't. That's on you. But
I'll eat one for you.
Yeah, there we go. More for us.
That's right. And come help out. If you want to help out on the float, meet down Saturday morning, 7:30 at Structural Steel across from the food line in Scottsville.
You don't even have to go to Antioch. You can just come and you can walk with us. We
love it.
We will
let you work with us.
Yes, we'll. Absolutely. There's some good stuff to be handed out too.
Amen.
It's going to be awesome. Yep. We'll see you later.
Happy birthday, America.
Woohoo!
Thank you for tuning in to the Come On Somebody podcast. I hope that the episode is really encouraging you and giving you something to think about so you'll draw closer to Jesus this week. We want you to continue to enjoy it, and if you like it, please subscribe and follow the channel. If you would like to know more about what's going on at Antioch Baptist Church, you can check out our website at www.antiochva.org. We hope that you stay tuned, and we hope to see you again next week. Thanks for watching.